We are
I
now
was,
live.
Okay.
yeah, I was not impressed with Stephen.
Come and knock.
I just want to shake some sense into you kids.
All right. Continue with Palpatine.
Yes.
Prequel Palpatine wasn't a very good schemer. His plan depended on too many moving parts, and he just, I don't know. He didn't. He seemed more like he would belong in Washington D.C. here than And then to top it off, his empire lasted what 20 years before he got made airtight by a farm boy, a Wookiee, and a smuggler.
I think for Steve and I, it was more Ian McDiarmid going over the top in that villain capacity. Like he nailed it in Return of the Jedi, and like the last 30 minutes of Revenge of the Sith, when you finally got Darth Sidious, you're like, this is what I've been waiting for 3 fucking movies.
Well,
I'm
yeah, but
gonna
I'm not
sound.
watching 3 fucking movies for 30 minutes. Go ahead.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
I
sound like a
agree.
total fangirl here, and I'm gonna say I looked at it as he was playing the long haul game of he knew what was coming up in the future. He knew what pieces on the chessboard he had to move. It didn't matter to him that he had to wait 20 years. He was in it for the long haul, and that's maybe I'm just justifying, but that's how I saw it working out.
I'm going to be the guy that says, no, Lucas wanted to make 3 films and somebody should have said no.
He should have just done the sequels like he planned instead of the prequels.
Indeed.
And then let his wife edit it.
I didn't like
Ex-wife.
the prequels because he retconned a bunch of his own shit because he didn't go back and do his research.
Well, he
Like,
also
there's-
said that Zahn was canon, and then he threw that out the window.
Well, now that Disney has it, they said that Timothy Zahn's work was canon, but they fucked that up too.
Yeah.
Like, no amount of Thrawn is going to save
No.
the sequels. And like you heard that Daisy Ridley just signed up for 3 more
Yeah.
Star Wars movies that revolve around Rey. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're all going to fucking bomb. Nobody likes Rey at all.
I have given up caring.
Oh no,
don't
Steve
care.
and I laughed and we're like, okay, you know what I'm looking forward to seeing instead? Fucking Oppenheimer with It's Christopher Nolan's new movie with Cillian Murphy and Matt Damon and Robert Downey Jr. about Oppenheimer getting the band together to create the atomic bomb. Like, I want to fucking see that. I'm over like space operas and comic book movies. Though like I said, I am going to see Guardians of the Galaxy tomorrow because I will support Chris Pratt.
I'm not going to because I'm not giving Disney any money. If he shows up in something I want to watch, maybe I'll do it. But
Well, I actually like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And this is before I found out about James Gunn, because the reason I liked it is he took D-list characters and actually made them amusing. And I mean, at the same time, Marvel was doing the Annihilation Wave storyline, which was actually really fucking good. I highly recommend it. And it was all of Jim Starlin's characters that he had created, sans Thanos and the original Captain Marvel. And it was like old-fashioned space opera Marvel style when they would have those huge events in outer space that actually kicked ass. So the second one, I think by that point, like, everybody found out about James Gunn, and not even Kurt Russell could save that film.
I just Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was okay, and from what I've seen online, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they're more like, oh, remember how this made you feel things?
Yeah,
well, now we're going to make you feel more stuff.
Actually, I've seen some reviews and they said everybody has plot armor. I was like, so wait, I was under the impression everybody was going to die. And that was one reason I was excited for this film. And now you're telling me everybody has fucking plot armor?
Of course they do.
What's the point?
Well, because they need to sell more merchandise.
But
I mean, we've already established Groot is fucking, immortal.
Well, that's the thing, though, because all the actors are leaving. Like, none of them are staying. So I don't understand Hollywood. But aren't we supposed to be bitching about X-Men tonight?
I don't know.
We're ranting about
Oh.
whatever we want to rant about.
Well, can I bitch about X-Men like I bitched about a little bit on Saturday before the show? Because I'm like fucking over it. And I just, guys, I want everybody
Where on
to
the
make a wish.
gambit did they hurt you?
Oh, everywhere, honey, everywhere. Like everybody, I don't know. Pray to your God, make a wish, sacrifice a sheep, do something to get me to be the editor of Marvel Comics, please, please, or somebody get me the rights to X-Men so I can be the editor and dish it out to proper authors that know what they're fucking doing, please.
Tell the audience what happened.
Oh God, oh God. Okay. So, Moira McTaggart is actually the greatest villain ever. That's now established. She's the most evil person, even over Sinister and Apocalypse. Okay, here is next. And
that sigh
Apocalypse.
is delicious.
Yeah. Oh, Raltz. No, you have no idea. Like, I died inside. I mean, I died, and Ishii can back me up about my fanaticism over X-Men. Like, I was soul crushing. I didn't think I had any more soul left to crush. Oh no, there was a little more. So Moira McTaggart is the greatest villain ever. Also, I don't know if you guys know, she was actually a mutant in disguise the whole time. Yeah, great. Apocalypse joined Excalibur. Fucking Apocalypse joined Excalibur.
In
Mr. Sinister.
Land, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Sinister has cloned himself into a mutant body, so now he can be a mutant too. And I'm not joking, he's very flamboyant. Not the Mr. Sinister who was cold-hearted and calculating. He's like the fucking Birdcage. And I love that movie, by the way. The Birdcage is a great film. But they've turned him into that. Xavier, there has been since the 90s, and I know you guys weren't reading anymore, but like there's been a push since the 90s, or one of many pushes. The other one was making Iceman gay, to make Professor Xavier the villain the whole time. And they started it with Xavier mind-wiping Magneto. And we can thank Jim Lee for that, because Jim Lee undid the redemption arc for Magneto and made him a villain again. So now Xavier became a villain by mind wipe, like completely. There's nothing in there. He was left a drooling mess, which made Rogue go batshit and not trust Xavier anymore, because she had funny feelings down there for Gambit and Magneto, which I think is gross because Magneto's got old dusty balls. Anyway, there's just, and then they did the Onslaught, where that was the true traitor of the X-Men, because it was Xavier's corrupted mind and Magneto's corrupted mind merged and like created this entity called the Onslaught that had Xavier's psychic powers and Magneto's magnetic powers. It was so bad I didn't finish reading it. So chat, if I'm wrong on
Who
that.
the fuck wrote this?
I don't know. Like, that was when I was truly done. I was like, okay, we're done. I did come back for a little bit because Chris Claremont had come back and I got all excited. And then they hamstrung him again, and he was tying up all the loose ends. And it was X-Men 100, not Uncanny X-Men 100, X-Men 100. He was tying up all the loose ends.
See, this is why I just do meth instead.
Yeah. I can't even begin to bring myself to care. I'm sorry.
No, I know I shouldn't care. I should be over it, but I can't, because X-Men was my lifeline through like my horrific parts of my childhood. That was literally my lifeline. So I want to fight for it. Anyway, okay, so they created that nation of Krakoa. And then the mutants, the X-Men said mutants rule the solar system, and Storm is the governor of the solar system. And now Storm is the leader of the Brotherhood of Mutants. So now Storm is a villain too. Mars has been renamed Uraka. We have the whole X-Men Green storyline. So I don't know if Jordan Hickman was literally trying to make them villains to revitalize the storyline, but then they yanked him off the book and they gave it to Jason Aaron and Tom Taylor.
I got a gun around here somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, and Catherine, that's my headcanon. That young Jean fucked with Bobby's mind because she thought he was gay, so she turned him gay by putting it in his head. No, that's been my head canon since this all happened.
No. It goes like this. When Claremont left the book, the story officially ended, and everything else is crap and not even worth thinking about.
Except for Gambit. Gambit's not crap. He came later. I will say 2 things that
Did
Jim
we
Lee
lose
did.
Waltz? It was so bad.
No, I'm just trying to decide if I want to try out the taste of gun oil or not.
Ooh,
Fuck.
I'm almost done.
I remember when I
Anyway.
checked out.
When did you check out?
I checked out when I picked it up, and everybody looked like twinks, and they were playing basketball, and everybody looked like they were, I don't know, 12. And it was, the whole metrosexual thing, and it's like, these motherfuckers don't have an ounce of muscle tone. They all look like they should be dancing in a pride parade somewhere. Why am I reading this? Why am I reading gay porn?
Wow.
I think I know what basketball game you're talking about. That was the one where Gambit and Logan, Jim Lee drew them in fucking Daisy Dukes with shirts off, playing basketball against Jubilee and the Beast and Rogue. And Rogue
And
is like,
Magneto was there. Yeah, it was like, and then Magneto was there, and it was like, oh my god,
oh
just
wait, no, then that's a
kill
different
me.
one because Magneto wasn't in the one that I was thinking of.
It was right after he was mind wiped and then returned to.
Oh my god, when they brought him back as a clone and his name was Joseph. Oh my god, yes, I remember that horrific thing. Oh god, bad memories. Okay.
And then I just started doing math.
Anyways, yeah, they've lost the plot. So Xavier's evil now. Moira has always been this evil. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Moira has been been the evil mastermind behind everything that has happened in the X-Men universe. She's actually an
this is the
underground
bitch
villain.
that couldn't work a toaster.
Yeah.
Where did she go from being like one of the sole human allies that was actually a really good geneticist and had a really shitty life, but was able to turn it around, especially when she adopted Rain Sinclair, and always was the one that kept Charles in check when he would get a little megalomania? What happened to that wonderful character who fell in love with Banshee and they were living happily on Muir Isle?
Straight white woman is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does anybody know what happened to what's her name? She was a mainstay for a long time too. The Black female tennis player, Stevie something. She was also Kitty Pryde's dance teacher. She was a professional tennis player till her knee blew out. She was always with the X-Men too.
Well,
You remember I'm talking about, Ishii?
I'm with Ralt. Basically, they let cucks and women start writing it. Marvel just cucked out. They started caring what the New Yorker thought of them. It's just
So congratulations, Marvel. You've truly ruined the X-Men. There is no coming back from all the damage you have done unless you kill them all and reboot the series. But I don't want them to because they'll fuck it up again.
Senator Kelly was right. That's basically what they've said.
Yeah.
Senator Kelly did nothing wrong.
Yep.
Senator Kelly did nothing wrong.
He was right. They want to kill all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that somebody actually does that they send the Sentinels to Arakko, which is Mars, and take it back. And they send the rest of the Sentinels to Krakoa, along with every single other superhero team, because they've threatened the superhero team. And they also told Reed Richards that he's, if he tries any more scientific experiments, they'll take him out. It's so bad that Dr. Doom and Reed Richards have teamed up to take down the X-Men.
Really?
In the comics, yes. When Dr. Doom comes up to Reed Richards and Captain America and says, "We have a problem." That's why I actually do think Jordan Hickman was trying to do a full-blown reboot and make them all villains and wipe them out. I truly believe that because, like I said, he wrote Dr. Doom coming up to Reed Richards and Captain America at that stupid-ass Hellfire Gala and say, "We have a problem." But they took him off the book and they gave it to Jason Aaron and Tom Taylor. And we all know what Tom Taylor and Jason Aaron have done to Marvel. So, yeah.
And then Ralt shot himself, and he was very happy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! See, I used to
Yeah,
actually read
sucks
it.
the pain away.
I used to actually read all of it. Almost, that was it. I liked it. It was a good, I thought it was a good series. And look at me, I'm borderline retarded. And then let's see, Magneto dusted Cable's ass off. They tried to redeem Sabretooth. They had the gay basketball game after Magneto woke back up.
That whole
And
let's try to redeem
that was it.
Sabretooth arc.
Bad guys are popular. Yeah, they're popular because they're bad guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the Hulk was ruined by that whole retarded storyline with the, oh God, don't even get me started. I was so mad when they ruined the Hulk, and then they made it the amazing, super spectacular Hulk who doesn't have rage and anger, and he's just green all the time. And fuck you, Marvel.
Oh, you mean when they made him Professor Hulk and they merged Banner's mind with Hulk's body?
Yeah.
Metro Hulk.
Metro Hulk.
I don't give a fuck what they called him.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Tim Cook wants to know when we're going to read the butt steak reviews. And well, basically, I've been waiting for more reviews to post. I'm kind of hoping like Raltz's review never got posted.
It never did?
No, it's sitting at 7 reviews. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I know that more than 7 of you reviewed it.
Yes.
And I mean, 2 of those reviews, one's me and one's Cat. So okay, 5 people reviewed it. I don't think so. So I keep hoping other reviews will get through, but I'm guessing not.
Give it another week. And then
Give it another week.
Give it another week. Maybe if Amazon won't do them, I don't know. Figure out another way to share.
I'll try my review again.
Oh, did you try and post one?
Uh-huh.
And they didn't post it.
Goodreads.
And mine was the fangirl,
And they
didn't.
The
fangirl one.
And they didn't post it.
If your review isn't posting on Amazon, try to post it on Goodreads.
Okay.
Because that still matters. Not that you all don't matter. Of course you do. But.
God, I don't know what the hell I did wrong here, but they are blocking the reviews.
Because you're actually a good author. And
yeah, but this isn't really a good book.
I don't know. Maybe some people like in the Chuck Tingle camp feel threatened.
I hated the Chuck Tingle shit. It was like, oh my God, can you come up with anything else but you've been pounded in the butt by whatever fucking caught your eye? It's like, holy shit, I know sluts sucking dick behind bars that don't talk about their ass this much. And I don't think anybody ever actually read them.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's actually read a Chuck Tingle book. No, plenty of people familiar with or bought them as a gag.
Yeah.
I've never read one. I am too afraid. I do not want to read about a T-Rex bumming some guy, pummeling him, in the butt. No, thank you.
It's just the shtick got old. Pounded in the butt by my toaster. Pounded in the butt by the microwave. Oh, you went in the kitchen when you were looking for something to write, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's called I'm gonna close my eyes, spin around on my chair, and the first thing that I see when I stop spinning, that's what I'm writing about.
I mean, butt steak is at least it's actually funny.
It's like, oh look, Chuck Tingle is the the Stephen King of amusing homoerotic literature. Hooray.
That's not saying much.
No, I was going to say there's probably a lot
actually,
of...
I know who the Stephen King is of that. And he can actually write, and that's Hal Bodner. Hal's stuff is great.
Well, maybe some of the young adult authors are feeling threatened by Richard Steele. Because it's a man entering a woman's space. You
They
know,
have a
women
new
write the best young adult author,
they
porno.
have a new algorithm.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes, because I spent all week trying to get several of my books back up.
Oh,
What?
Jeez.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, because they were like, "Oh, it looks like your book has something online that is like free, and we don't like that." And it's like, oh my fucking god! And it took me to fucking go, I want a supervisor like a dozen times, because I realized partway through it that I'm reacting to a bot, and a bad one at that.
So
And
wait,
then as
they
soon as
took
I
your
get
books down because
yes,
Oh, wait,
because
guys.
there are
Tweldy bought Ralph's
chapters.
first book.
Who did?
Tweldy bought your book, Behold Humanity, the first one.
Well, I hope he enjoys it.
Anyway, continue. I just thought that was cool.
Anyway, what it is they said, oh, we found stuff online that matches yours, and then they lied. They said we sent you an email so that you could prove. And I'm like, number one, you're a fucking liar, because anything from Amazon goes into a special folder. Number two, and I put this thing proof of life, right? And I said, okay, in the very next chapter of the series, I'm going to put proof of life with the case number. And I even gave him the code when I put it up there. And he goes, we still can't determine you own this series.
What?
I went, what the fuck? And they had links to the chapters on Royal Road. So I went to Royal Road and I put in the afterwords of each chapter, basically the case number, the ID number, the name of the supposed person, and then put, how's that for proof? And then it's like, we still can't verify that you own this. And I just put, I want a supervisor. And that's what it is. Then like 20 minutes later, hi, I'm a supervisor. My name is, and it looked like somebody dropped a bunch of Scrabble tiles.
Oh, jeez.
And we can't determine whether or not you own it. I said, I want your supervisor. And finally, I get somebody with the very, very casual name of Susan, who said, let me look it over. 10 minutes later, I get back, okay, we've unlocked everything. You're fine. You have proof. And I put, don't you ever put me on an algorithm again.
Nice.
Don't you ever have the AI do it again. And it was just irritating because I've been through this whole rigmarole before. So for 4 days, I wasn't getting any clicks. I wasn't getting any purchases. I wasn't getting any KENP reads. I was kind of pissed off, because the fucking algorithm is so goddamn retarded. And it's a new one. And they're rolling it out on all kinds of stuff because, oh, AI is smarter. Computers, number one, these are not AIs. They say they're AIs. They say they're artificial intelligence. They're not. They are a jumped up ELIZA program that runs off of decision trees. That's all they are. And artificial, everybody's like, oh, but it makes painting. No, it copies artwork. Yeah. Oh, it makes stories. No, it copies. It's all decision trees, if then, and weighted bias tables. It's not an AI.
So they're basically choose your own adventure programs.
Yeah, with just a huge data set. And they've just got really good sorting algorithms and data sorting sets. And they're telling everybody it's AI, and everybody's believing them. If you want to know how old this tech is, that they're rolling out and acting like it's new, there was a program in the early 80s, like 81, 82, called ELIZA. And ELIZA would keep data sets. You would ask it questions, or you would talk to it, and it would respond. It would look up the verbs and the nouns and the sentences. It would parse the sentence, and then basically do some little tricks. And NASA used it, the military used it for to talk about your feelings.
Okay.
And it looked, if you were retarded or you didn't have good pattern recognition, it looked like it was an AI. It wasn't. But ELIZA is old as fuck. But here's the thing. Somebody's talking about, oh, it's based on the highly functional and all new adaptable ELIZA system. It's like, that's not new. You lying cocksuckers. That's not new. So it's ELIZA with a huge data set. Well, thank you for hauling out the VIC-20 Captain WoW. And that, and then they're turning all this work over to it, which just tells you, if an AI can do your job, I'm going to say, I am going to say the same thing to all these people getting their jobs replaced by AI that these people said to people like me. when it came to illegal aliens. If an AI can take your job, maybe your job wasn't that tough. They need to go out soon. It's 10. Okay. But because they said, oh, if a guy with no money and no contacts that can't speak English can take your job, maybe the problem's you. Actually, maybe it's the employers. But now that the shoe's on the other foot, and it's like, hey, maybe if somebody can program a shitty fucking program to take your job, maybe your job wasn't that hard to begin with. The exact same people that said that shit to people like me get hugely butthurt when you tell them, hey, the future is here. Remember when you said, don't struggle because you're obsolete? And it's funny because it's hitting all the people that thought they were the new superior humans. And it's just hilarious. It's hitting the people that actually don't produce anything. Like right now, did you know the majority of high level trading is done by algorithms in like seconds for stocks? Stockbrokers are largely being replaced. So, these companies are replacing all these guys pulling in 6-7 figures a year with a fucking algorithm that works better and faster. Except for nobody knows how it really works. And, I don't feel sorry for them because they told people that were out there digging ditches, robots are going to replace you.
Yeah,
and now it's happening to them.
With that.
They were very pleased with it. Love you too. But they were very, very pleased with robots. We're going to get rid of the icky non-college educated. The funny thing is if you go to your average work crew,
yeah,
most of them have college degrees.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing construction, the two guys doing the roofing had PhDs. They made better money doing roofing in the Texas sun.
Okay, so real quick for those of you in the audience, of the 24 of you listening, let us know if you've either read posted a review for Buttsteak or Ridiculum, and if your review has gone up or not. I want to know. Just out of curiosity.
Hey,
Because I'd really like to know.
Undead Quinn brings up a point, and I think it actually kind of fits with our conversation with the Writers Guild strike. And I actually am curious what you guys think, since you guys are published writers, and what is going on.
Okay, the original writer's strike was over DVD sales because Hollywood was saying DVD sales weren't covered by the contracts, and neither was streaming. So the writers went on strike. And what happened was everybody who went on strike got blacklisted. Now they'll tell you there's no blacklist, but there is.
Yeah.
I know a couple guys who were Writers Guild of America who were blacklisted, who have never gotten another job. And so what the Hollywood did was they hired because they hired cheap millennial faggots to write their stories. And I'm not talking gay people. Gay people actually have self-respect. These people don't, and they hired them for like peanuts. And that's where, if you look at the shows, if you want some fun, look at from shows from the worst age of the 20th century of television, the 60s and 70s, and then look at what you've got in the 2010s. It's the 70s is more coherent, even though everybody was snorting coke off of hookers' asses.
Yeah.
They actually, I guess they had like hookers in the fucking boardroom meeting with their asses up and a big pile of coke between their ass cheeks. Everybody just slammed their face into it before the meeting. But then you get the stuff later. And now the writers are saying, hey, we want a bigger cut of the pie rather than the peanuts you hired us for. And they went on strike. What's going to happen is they're going to hire Zoomers and very young millennials, tail end millennials, who are going to be even shittier. Your TV shows are about to crash and burn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You think no, it doesn't.
No, wait, I like Cobra Kai. That's actually a damn good show.
Well, wow. What do you know? The people who write on that have actually, done martial arts and gone to tournaments and stuff.
Well, no, they're actually on strike right now, so I don't know if they're going to get blacklisted by Netflix.
Netflix. I don't think it adheres to the blacklists.
Okay, well then that's good. That gives me hope, because you just made my heart drop into my stomach when you said a second blacklist.
They're going to rid of the diversity hires is what they're going to do. Go ahead, Ashley. You know more
But
about
yeah,
it than
they're
I do.
going to blacklist the shit out of everyone. Basically, that's true. Oh, by the way, the people that run Cobra Kai are all born in the 70s, so they're Gen X. But anyway, yeah, they're going to blacklist the shit out of everyone. And yeah, they probably are going to try and let AI write their movies. And I don't think anyone's going to notice any difference at this point. I mean,
No.
the movies are so fucking bad. The formulas are so nonsense at this point. Everything is what was it? How many times have they reshot the Indiana Jones film? And they shoot now 10 or 11 endings and find out, okay, well, which one does the audience like?
Mhm.
And the
Well,
films
you
are
know what?
made to just slot and rearrange scenes.
If they would get rid of that arrogant, low rent hooker they have to replace Indiana Jones, and maybe
Oh,
bring back
Phoebe
Mutt.
Waller-Bridge, that
Yeah.
cunt.
They should bring back Mutt, instead of killing him off in Vietnam. Why don't they bring him back? Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf can use the work.
Wait,
I
did I
like,
hear that correctly? They killed off Mutt?
Yeah, they
yeah,
killed off Mutt.
they kill him off. He
Wow.
dies off screen in Vietnam.
That's some
Because
bullshit.
God forbid you have a male protagonist. God forbid he has a redemption arc, goes from a fucking greaser with a switchblade and a shitty person to coming back from the Nam going, yeah, man, things are just different now, and deciding that he's going to work with his estranged father. That would make a good movie. You could add the human element. He's reconnecting with his mom and his dad after he got drafted. After he got drafted while he was in jail or some shit.
Maybe
But
he found some creepy shit while he was in Vietnam, and that's how he gets back together with his dad.
I would watch the fuck out of that.
I would
no,
totally watch that.
Hollywood needs to collapse. TV
Oh yeah,
needs to collapse. It all needs to come crashing down. They
that's
need
like.
to be bankrupt and burned.
Do you remember last month how the Twitter bots were all just attacking Friends as much as they could, and they trotted out the actors for Friends and had them say how bad it was and how it needs and how terrible it was. Do you know why they did that?
I didn't
Because
know
it was
that.
making a huge comeback with the Gen Zers and the Alpha Gen.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
because Chris's friends that are girls, are hardcore into Friends.
Friends had better viewing numbers than any new show.
Mm-hmm.
So rather
Friends,
than embrace the fact that they were getting money out of this, they shit on it.
yeah.
I think they
You
were
got to remember. You have to remember what we saw with Star Wars, right? And what we've been seeing with everything since about 2015. The old stuff that you liked is bad. So we're going to tell you why it's bad, and then we're going to replace it with the new thing, which is good because we say it's good.
I don't know if you guys have seen it's been popping up in shorts on YouTube and on social media, and I don't know who's doing it, but they're brilliant. It's interviews with Prince. Now, this is music, but it also pertains to movies. They asked him how he felt about people singing his songs or remaking his songs, and he said he was against any form of remake in any form, any art form, like music, movies, animation, etc. He says that is the corporate the corporate music, corporate media trying to erase the original, which is the superior, to be able to feed the masses with their drivel and the way they wanted it to be. And then people forget the classics and how original it was, and they just keep recycling the same shit over and over. Now, he was talking about music,
Yeah.
but he also said it was for movies too, that people shouldn't be remaking other people's songs. People shouldn't be remaking other people's shows. People shouldn't be remaking other people's movies. You're taking away from the original artistic vision. And this has been popping up a lot all over social media. And like I said, I know it's more towards music because Prince was always fighting the music industry. But it really, I mean, think about all the shitty music we have. Everything is pop, bubblegum pop, and it's crap, and it's all remakes of classic songs.
And I swear it's being written by AI because it all sounds the same and it's pretty much garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like rap sounds, you've heard the term mumble rap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never been a big rap fan, but today's rap is an insult to, NWA and Tupac and Biggie, and even before that, the Sugar Hill Gang, Run DMC. It's a joke and it's awful.
Some of the stuff I've heard recently, like when we're out hearing modern music, you start to realize, wait a minute, these are just random rhymes. It doesn't say anything.
Yeah, they're words randomly generated that mean absolutely nothing.
I've listened to some of the modern stuff and I feel old as fuck. Because I'm like, this isn't music. This is complete fucking garbage.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Well, apparently Metallica realized that they got called out for being
fuck
sellouts, and they're trying to go back to formula a la Master of Puppets and Justice for All. That just doesn't hit right
Too late,
anymore.
Grandpa.
Too late.
Yeah.
You blew it when you got up there and told us we were all thieving trash. So you know what, Lars? Go back to sleeping in the same bed as all your fucking friends and go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Our album didn't sell because people pirated it. No, nobody bought Load and Reload because they sucked.
Thank you.
Those were terrible albums.
When I got Load and I was so excited, and then I saw they cut all their hair, and they had piercings, but not cool heavy metal piercings. You know what I mean? Like that lower lip chin piercing. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like if you take it out, you have a permanent drool hole. I remember Kirk Hammett had one, and I was like, yeah. And Kirk Hammett had one, and like it sounded like they were playing hard rock instead of heavy metal, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
The midlife crisis is what it was.
Yeah. Then they did Reload, and I think it was Saint Anger after that, and I was just like, oh, fuck.
God, those are terrible. And of course,
Dave
you know,
Mustaine
because
never sold out.
Yeah.
I know, and that poor man got throat cancer and can't sing anymore. Of all the people. So yeah, that's why I like Megadeth more now.
I quit really buying albums when the new Iron Maiden album came out, and it was bubblegum rock.
Really?
I couldn't fucking believe it. I know. It was absolute trash.
They just went on their farewell tour. I had a friend go. So yeah, hopefully. I've never been an Iron Maiden fan. I know probably a lot of people will be like, what's wrong with you? I couldn't get into them. I tried.
I saw them in concert. I saw them at Monsters Rock.
Cool.
Oh, are they good live?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Kiss came out and sang 3 fucking songs and walked off stage.
Oh, God.
Of course.
People were pissed.
Okay, since we were talking about Marvel and Doctor Doom and shit, I thought I'd play this, okay?
Well, this next guy is from Europe. He came here from a place called Latveria. I got to work with him at the Fringe Festival last year, and he's a little weird, but I think you'll dig him. Let's get it going for Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Thank you, Doug Powell. Take Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Please. A priest, a rabbi, and the Fantastic Four are in a boat full of orphans. The boat begins to sink. The priest says, we've got to save the orphans. The rabbi says, fuck the orphans. The Fantastic Four asks, do you think we'll have time? How does every joke about Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, start? The Fantastic Four has purchased several hundred septic tanks. When they learn to drive them, they're going to invade Russia. An Englishman, a Frenchman, and Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, are captured by the Nazis. They're thrown in jail for a year and each given one request. The Englishman requests beer. He's given it. The Frenchman requests wine. He's given it. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, requests cigarettes. He's given them. A year later, they're removed from the jail. The Britishman is drunk. The Frenchman is drunk. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, asks, does anybody have a light?
That was great. The septic tank joke was awesome.
That septic tank joke is so old it hurts. That
Yeah,
was
this is
that
the
you
first time I've heard it.
That
That-
same comedian does a Doctor Doom Gallagher act as well with a hammer.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god. Is this what we become?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this where the world is now?
Yep.
unfortunately.
This is our reality.
Actually, that thing's ancient.
Yeah.
That clip's really old.
Tweldy wants to know if somebody can explain the septic tank joke.
Septic tanks are big tanks underground that sewage that
Shit goes
houses
in.
that are not the houses that are not hooked up to the city sewer. It puts it all in a tank, a big underground tank. Doesn't that sound like fun?
But I think it was the Fantastic Four car looked like a giant septic tank, the original.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it did.
As soon as the rabbi said "fuck the children," I knew where the joke was going. It was like,
We
oh my God,
don't have time.
it's actually going to go there.
But anyway.
I like the whole. Can somebody take Sue Storm, please?
Please.
Now it is this whole run through where he's smashing watermelons and he's talking about how each one's a different member of the Fantastic Four, and when he gets to Sue Storm, there's nothing.
Oh God, no, she was rightfully made fun of in every fucking
Agreed.
by everybody because God, that character was terrible.
Thank you. I thank you.
You once caused an entire message board to go to hell because you didn't like her.
Yeah, I did. I exploded an entire message board by saying no, Sue Storm's a fucking cunt.
And a cock tease.
Sue
And a cock
and
tease.
Reed suck. They're both awful. Look
Oh,
what
they
they did to
are.
their kids.
They totally
Well,
are.
Reed's a villain, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I maintain that Doctor Doom, yes, he's fucking evil, but you can respect him because no matter what, he's honest about who and what he is. Reed Richards is not. You know, that they are two sides of the same coin. The only difference is that Doom is the better side.
He isn't pretending.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Reed Richards decided to curb Franklin's universe-creating powers by forcing him into a coma and making him brain dead?
Yeah.
That
No.
was his. That instead of sending him to Xavier like he should have, no, he makes his kid brain dead.
Well, he has to maintain control.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, dude created a pocket dimension that he can throw anybody he wants to into it because.
Honestly, the only decent, respectable member of the Fantastic Four is Ben Grimm, the
Yes.
Everyman.
Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Yep.
That character
Like-
was supposed to be Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yes.
And that was Stanley's way of trying to make fun of Jack Kirby because it failed. If that was the case.
Actually, my understanding was that was Kirby's idea because Stan Lee is Reed Richards.
That's fucking beautiful. And like Johnny Storm is tolerable depending on who's writing him.
He's just kind of
Unless-
an idiot, right?
Unless somebody's drawing him sexually mastering the thing.
What?
No, you didn't need to tell me that, Ralt's fault.
No. It's a panel. It's a panel from an actual comic, and it literally looks like he's sexually mastering the thing.
No.
That's disgusting.
Oh, the best part is it was not the intent. It's just the artist spent so much loving detail on Johnny Storm's buttocks, and Ben Grimm's legs were open up wide, and it was one of those flying flame uppercut bullshit things he does. Oh God, I'll see if I can find it.
One of those on accident, on purpose things.
Yeah.
Probably.
Accidentally on purpose, I did this.
JEC, I agree with you. Jack was the one who really wrote the comics, and so was Steve Ditko. Everybody forgets it was Steve Ditko that
Yes.
created Spider-Man, not Stan
yeah.
Lee.
Stan
And
Lee
also Steve
basically took
Ditko
credit for a bunch
created
of shit
Doctor
he didn't do.
Strange. Yeah. Like, the more I've learned about Stan Lee over the years,
Well, that's my story.
like, he was a good PR man, but he needed to stop taking credit for the comics. He really
Oh, he
did.
was a scumbag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I know. Your guys' stories. I've heard other stories from the friends that I knew that were in the industry. Nothing good about Stan Lee at all.
I love the lay people ask me, "Oh, you were in comics. Did you ever meet Stan Lee?" Yeah, actually, I did. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's an asshole. He stole my chair.
Yeah.
You stole my chair.
Is my table ready yet? Is that what you said? He sounded like.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Also, I think this one, I'm not ripping on the guy. This was just bizarre. Now, I'm 5'6", okay? So I understand why Peter Mew, is that his name? Chewbacca?
Peter Mayhew.
Mayhew. I can totally understand why him drunk would absolutely trample me and not realize I was there.
Yeah.
Because he did. I was trampled by Chewbacca
Yes.
at the New York Comic Con.
He's pretty fucking tall, though. I think he probably trampled a lot of people drunk.
He was drunk and he did not see me at all.
No.
And I look, I'm like, shit, that's Chewbacca. I just got stepped on by Chewbacca.
Yeah, see, that's acceptable because, especially if he's drunk. It's like, okay, I'm down with that because I'm going to get drunk and go over there and punch you in the head later tonight.
Yeah, he was plowed. I mean, and I don't blame him. He had spent the whole day doing autographs.
Speaking of
Hell,
getting
fuck that.
plowed, I am drinking my one beer that I can have a month
That did
tonight.
not go where I thought it was going.
No, I'm not getting plowed by my husband live. I'm getting plowed drunk.
If
Tomorrow
your
is
voice,
my birthday, so I'm celebrating with you guys tonight.
happy birthday. I was about to say, if you're getting plowed and your voice is as steady as it is now,
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
No.
I thought you were going to say plowed and then something about Chewbacca.
Yeah.
No.
Does he make that weird
getting-
throat noise when he plows people?
Oh, I can't do it. I used to be able to.
Hey, Janelle, did you see the latest pages from JC?
No, I haven't. I haven't gone. Oh my God! Is this from the comic?
Yeah.
Oh, look at those boobies.
Oh, here.
They're wonderful. Okay, I want a T-shirt of that now. I really do.
And
That's
then
amazing. JEC, when this comes out, I might actually travel up to Canada just to get your autograph on it. And then it gives me an excuse to go out to Arizona more than once and get an autograph from Ishii.
So
creating an account named Drunk Chewbacca. I love that. And thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. Like I said, I'm celebrating it's tomorrow, but I wanted to hang out and celebrate and get a little tipsy tonight. No Valkyrie's backhand for me.
Do you remember during the COVID lockdown? We were really trying to entertain and keep spirits up. So every day I would post love advice from Starscream.
Yes. Steve and I would laugh over that.
I want to bring that back.
Well, you have a Starscream that you can do pictures with.
Now I want to get that voice impersonating software and see if I can't get Starscream's voice to actually do them.
Oh, that'd be great. Was that Welker? No, that wasn't Welker.
No, I forget the guy's name.
That was damn, that's gonna bug me now that I'm blanking.
Yeah, JC's been really knocking it out of the park with this artwork.
Neostar, yes, it was Reed Richards who made the clone of Thor. That killed Black Goliath.
Yeah.
That was awful. That was so unnecessary.
Is it I knew Thor. Thor was a friend of mine, and you're no Thor.
Didn't she get mad about that? And didn't she get mad at that? Didn't she get mad at that and throw a fit? Wait, I'm thinking of something else. No, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Did you guys ever read when they actually brought real Thor back after Civil War? And, he was like, what the fuck has happened? And like one of the first things he sees is his best friend's dead and there's a statue memorializing him, Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys read it, but I
Well-
thought this was one of the best Thor storylines I'd ever read, was when he created Asgard in Oklahoma. That was great. But when Tony Stark showed up and said, you need to register with the government to be a superhero, and Thor's like, no, fuck you, I'm a god. And Tony Stark's like, okay, I guess we have to battle it out. Thor curb stomps him.
Yep.
And Tony Stark has the balls to say, hey, you broke my suit. Can you give me a lift back home? And Thor just turns around and says, walk. I was like, God damn, that was so good.
I didn't like where they went with Tony Stark. I mean, supposedly now his bones are hollow and filled with nanites so that he could just make his nanite armor.
That's kind of
I thought he had become pure nanite at this point. Like that bone hollowing thing was gone. He's just like an AI.
Yeah, that's right. They got rid of him. They got rid of him so they could
Ironheart.
Yeah.
Fucking Riri.
No, fuck Riri. Fuck Riri so much.
Oh my god.
But fuck all of them so much. Seriously.
Honestly, I mean, and it's been showing, people do not like the new generation of Marvel superheroes. They don't like Ms. Marvel. They don't like the new Kid Nova. They don't like Ironheart. They don't like Kate Bishop.
It's inspired me to go back and read all of like the old stories that I never read before that I knew existed. I know about them. I have the encyclopedia about it in my head. I just never actually read the stories. So I'm going back and getting used copies of all of them because fuck that. I'm not giving them money.
Who's Kate
Actually,
Bishop?
speaking of inspiring of reading old stuff, with some of the birthday money I'm getting, Kat, I'm gonna buy the New Gods omnibus, the first one. I'm so excited because I've never read it.
Perfect. Those are some good stories.
I would love to read those and then do a show with you on the New Gods.
Totally.
Because it really got me excited because somebody was posting old comic book covers of the New Gods, and it had the female Furies on it with
oh fuck yeah,
with Bernadette. I love that name, Bernadette.
Yes, Bernadette.
And was it Lashina?
Lashina and Stompa.
And Mad Harriet.
Yep.
I'm like, these guys are fucking great, because you want to know the first time I saw them, and this really did it injustice, and I knew it did, was when I tortured myself by reading Tom King's Mr.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
What? God, I haven't drank in a while, so it's catching up now. Oh my God, what's his name? His name's Scott Free, but
Yeah.
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle.
And
Mr.
they were there with Granny Goodness while Barda was giving birth, and they were all calm and like giving like low-level insults, but they were all excited. I mean, I couldn't believe Granny Goodness was excited to see Scott and Barda and was treating them like she was their grandmother. That was weird, because I remember Justice League, the cartoon, and Ed Asner as Granny Goodness.
Yeah. The woman whose job is to torture and kill children was just happy to see them.
She gave them kisses on the cheek and said she couldn't wait for the baby to be born.
Yeah.
That's like that, honestly. And I'm gonna go on a little Tom King thing, because it's always good to rip on Tom King. I had read Vision when it first came out because I was excited. That was one of the most depressing books I ever read, and I actually went into a depressive funk 2 days after I finished reading the whole series. It was awful. Like the guy is suicidal, and he's using fan base as his therapy. And he did the exact same fucking thing with Mr. Miracle. And I was excited to read it because I was like, cool, New God stuff. That was one of the most boring books I've ever read, and also the most depressing. He spent 2 pages, and each page was 9 panels each, of following a huge glob of urine from Scott Free's dick all the way down an oubliette till it splashed on a prisoner on Apocalypse.
I don't know. how to react to that.
So what's going on, Ralts?
Ross, did I break you again? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just listening and thinking there's a reason God left us.
I just, I don't know. I actually wish that I know that you guys are busy doing novels, but we've got JC doing your books, but we've got to find more artists for you guys because I think
Yeah.
you guys make great comics and stories. I'd like my shelves to be filled with books from J.Ishiro and Ralt's Bloodthorn. It just makes me
Well,
sad, and I'm getting a little drunk, so I'm getting a little mushy. I'm sorry, guys.
there was that opportunity at DC, and they decided no, that's not the direction we wanted to go.
Mhm.
I have shown all of my friends and family your Catwoman artwork, and they cannot believe
Yeah, the issue of
DC let you
Catwoman we
go.
did.
Mhm.
Yes, they were in shock. And I told them why, and all of them have said, "Fuck Jim
Oh,
Lee."
for fuck's sake! I thought somebody was outside with a fucking shotgun,
Are you
and I
okay?
don't know why. No, what the hell? Something opened up in the background. Something
Should
opened
we?
up in the background. No. Something opened up on my computer in the background. And I was like, who is
Oh.
outside shooting a shotgun this late at night? Oh, never mind. It's my computer.
Oh.
Shit.
And
Like,
now
I'm
I feel retarded.
Decided to do some skeet shooting. Okay.
Yeah. Nah, it was just a video on my computer opened up for some freaking reason. I'm like, hurdy her.
Well, glad everything's okay.
Everything's always okay. That's the lovely thing about life. But yeah, I follow DC. I could never get into DC comics. They were always too what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, the melodrama, and I hated Lois Lane with a passion.
oh, I love Lois Lane.
I was like, could he get with a dumber woman? I mean,
Well,
my
is this
God, Lois Lane is evidence of why the Indians used to put women in fucking teepees.
Is this Golden Age or Silver Age or Bronze Age Lois Lane?
Because she's very different in all of them.
I was gonna say Silver Age, the '80s Lois Lane after Crisis was actually very competent.
Well,
I don't
original,
know.
she was
I
freaking
hate them all.
Petty Page.
I hate them all. Does that count?
That works. That works.
I couldn't get into all of DC either, but I am a sucker for a Boy Scout, and I adore Superman. I truly do. That's why every time I see Brian Michael Bendis' face, I'm just like, I hate you. You destroyed an icon.
I love Batman because he's stolen from the best source material ever.
I liked
Yeah.
Batman up until they made him where he can do anything, be anything. I like it when he actually had to struggle.
Yeah.
I did not like the Batman gets his bat broken when they were replacing all the iconics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I personally believed it was just so they didn't have to pay people money.
No, they killed off Superman, and then they broke Batman's back, and then they depowered Wonder Woman, and she lost the title. So they took the main Trinity and replaced them. You had 4 Supermen. You had a guy that was Azrael, Jean-Paul. I can't remember his name.
Oh, he was such a doofus.
Yeah, like, why didn't you put Dick Grayson? I would have been fine with that, but oh no, we have to get a different edgelord. And then they chose a different Amazon. They created a whole new Amazon tribe that had been hiding in Egypt or some shit, and that was the one that got picked to be the new Wonder Woman.
They never understand why people don't like these tribes that have been hiding forever. They just can't seem to grasp that we don't like them because while the whole world was going through difficult shit, they just hid.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Wakanda.
Actually,
God,
it's like, I can understand why Ape Mountain stayed hidden forever. Because, I can't understand Wakanda. It's really sad when you compare the two. It's like, oh dear God, the only difference is one are apes.
The thing about Wakanda is they have this is in the movies. They don't have it in the comic books, but in the movies, they have such a superiority complex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were unlikable.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
mean,
most of the stuff they make nowadays, the supposed protagonists are unlikable.
well, I
You know,
remember when Wakanda found the cure for cancer, and T'Challa and his what are they called? Advisors decided
uh,
that the rest of the world didn't deserve the cure.
I was
Like,
going to
fuck
say
you.
Merry Band of Retards.
Yes, merry band of retards. I like that.
I mean, it's always gotten me how they try to make these nations perfect because they're the protagonists and I want it to be perfect. When they really come across as, what's a good way to put it? Inhuman shit weasels is a good term.
Yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
that.
we're just gonna. Oh, I know that Africa's been ravaged by some of the worst atrocities the world has ever seen. Because let's not forget Rwanda, where what did you kill? Like it's 50 million people in 10 years. With machetes. Let's ignore that. Let's ignore the start. Let's ignore Ethiopia, which had a famine when I was a teenager. That
Mm-hmm.
if I saw one more black kid being carried off by flies and vultures, I was gonna go ape shit. But
Same.
they're so great, but they couldn't do grain shipments to Ethiopia. They
Well,
couldn't help do desalinization to any of those countries. They're so great and they're so fantastic and they're so better than everybody else. And this is what really got me, right? In the second Wakanda movie, Black Panther movie, because it's not about Black Panther, it's about Shuri, and
Mm-hmm.
they make a huge deal. Well, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they made a huge deal over America is trying to figure out who to hand out some of the resources to, grain shipments, everything else, because half of Earth's population came back after 5 years, you
Yeah.
know, and I'm sorry, they dropped the ball on that. That should have been absolutely a horrific time, both after the snap and then after everybody came back, and we have fucking Falcon up there going, "Do better, Senator, do better," because America's not, sending out bags of grain fast enough, and they're trying to determine who needs it and who doesn't. Who can we send it to that will have the least loss of life? Who can handle their living conditions dropping like a stone? Very complex questions, which the MCU summed up with "do better." But Wakanda sits on its ass, furiously masturbating over how great they are, and does nothing. And they're the good guys. And then Fish Boy shows up with, I know you're a landlocked country, but join me while I drown your queen. And by the way, we're not going to share our resources either. And we attacked a U.S. Navy ship unprovoked. Yeah, I'm sure that would actually really work out for you. Because we invented a thing called depth charges, and during the Cold War, we strapped nuclear weapons to the depth charges. So fuck you and your fish city. And it just blows me away that, all these, they're the best nation ever. Like when Kitty Pryde was ruling over mutant America or whatever that dick suck nation was called. It was all supposedly better. It always ignores base human instinct. You show me 5 human beings, I'll show you a group where one person is secretly plotting a murder.
At
You
least
show
one
me
person.
5 human beings locked in a room for 30 days, and when we open that door, I'll show you 5 dead motherfuckers. They can have all the food, all the water, all the entertainment. They'll kill each other. And the first thing will be somebody go, "Oh my God, stop farting." And it'll go down from there. And it always ignores basic human people. Our mutant nation is so great. Well, what do you produce? Nothing. We live out in the desert in houses that magically appear. Fuck you, Kitty Pryde. Get a job, bitch. My favorite, I don't even like Deadpool, and my favorite panel was when he fucking Harukened her into a fucking fruit stand when she had that smug little expression. Fuck that
what
bitch.
X-Men storyline was this? I don't remember this one.
I don't know. I've just seen the panel, but Kitty Pryde saying some shit to Deadpool with like the smuggest expression in the world on her face, and Deadpool just knocks her into a fruit stand. I mean, we're talking up
Good
in
for
the air,
Deadpool.
goofy laugh. I've hated that bitch ever since they gave her own series because they made her a ninja. Oh
I
God.
remember that was the Kitty Pryde and Wolverine 4-issue limited
Ugh.
series. Where all of a
It's like,
sudden she downloaded being a ninja.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god, just have the two of them. Let Wolverine indulge in his underage girl fetish, and can we move the fuck on? Oh, and now he's back, of course, because God forbid any character stay dead. God forbid there be any. This is what I hate about modern writing. I hate it about modern TV. I hate it about modern everything. There is no suspense. There is no
Agreed.
weight to anything. The new Scream, not one of the core characters who I hate with a passion were killed. They all miraculously survived. I'm going to spoil the movie for you. It's fucking dumb. It's stupid. I wasted $14.99, and I wish I had that 2 hours back. And oh, look, we subverted the trope by having all 4 core characters survive. Well, that sucks. Oh, look, it's because your villain suddenly became stupid, incompetent, and unable to do anything. Where's the dude who shanked 6 motherfuckers in a convenience store going after, what's her face, the stupid protagonist
Sydney.
chick? No, it's not even Sydney.
Oh, it's not Sydney.
They flat out said,
Courtney
oh, Sydney's
Cox they
not.
brought back, right?
Courtney Cox was like, I'm out. No, yeah, it was Courtney Cox came back. Sydney's character was like, nope, not doing this. And I think they should have went with Sydney deciding she's just going to show everybody how it's done.
That would have been
I could have lived with that.
fantastic.
But no, this show is, oh, look, the Gen Zers survive because they're all so clever. Just
No.
fucking die. There's no weight. There's no weight to any decisions because the good characters survive no matter what.
The Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question. Raltz, have you seen the new Evil Dead movie?
Why do you hate me?
No.
Which one?
I'm asking.
The one from several years ago, or the one
the
that they're...
new one where
The new
Ash
one,
is
because
female.
I had a friend tell me it was really, really good, and I was like, and I thought I'd ask a horror expert.
I haven't seen it because I watched the remake with where they replaced the chick with Ash, and I don't know what kind of drug Sam Raimi was on, but that movie was so fucking shitty. I was embarrassed to have rented it.
Wow.
So Sam Raimi actually, did he produce it or have anything to do with it? Because that's really surprising.
Everybody I knew was like, oh, it's great. I'm like, this movie's trash. And everybody looked at me. I was like, oh, look, the reign of hot blood. Oh, look, she did blah, blah, blah. Yes, that movie was dumb. I was like, look, we could have watched Real Steel again, because at least we can watch robots fuck each other up.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I would have been cool with another season of Ash versus the Evil Dead.
That was pretty cool. I mean, the ending was very typical. What's his name? The actor is very typical for
Bruce
his style.
Campbell.
It was very typical Bruce Campbell. The ending was, but I liked it. I liked the whole thing. But most of the modern writing nowadays sucks so bad because, even if the nuclear weapon explodes and he had his hand on it and he was soaked in gasoline and had more uranium jammed up his ass, if he's the good character that everybody's supposed to like, somehow he survives. And it doesn't even make sense. I'm sorry, if you stab a bitch 6 fucking times with a kitchen knife, she's not going to leave the hospital under her own power. Oh, I came down here because I was worried about all of you. Fuck you, bitch. You got stabbed in the neck and you have 2 butterfly stitches?
I didn't see the end of it, so...
The Scream is... Well, no, I'm talking about
Scream, okay.
Yeah, I'm still going off about that movie. Everybody's like, oh, it was an acceptable movie and it was okay. When did okay become acceptable? When did
That's
okay
pretty
win
sad.
awards?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking sad. When that one was okay.
That's just it. Is everybody is so used to to Hollywood shitting on a plate that when you get a movie that doesn't outright insult you to your face, it just subtly does it. Everybody goes, oh, it was okay, as long as it checks off the right boxes.
No.
And
Hey,
my
guys,
wife
will
is
you
really...
Excuse me
Yeah.
for a minute. I'm gonna go tuck Kristen, so I'll be gone for a few minutes.
My
Is that
wife...
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife is tired of me. As soon as we'll start a movie and they'll start introducing the fucking protagonist, I'll be like, lesbian, gay guy, villain. And I'm right every time. Oh, look, the straight white guy is the villain. How daring of you. Really thinking outside the box, aren't you? Oh, look, the hot looking brown person of indeterminate origin is a lesbian, and the white girl discovers she is too. Oh, look, the black guy is a super genius who managed to create a cure for cancer while rubbing his face on a keyboard. I would have never get. Oh, look, the military is evil. Really breaking ground there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just at the point now where I watch anything new and it's like, why am I doing this?
Well,
Why am I
that's
watching
why I'm
this?
saying every time you watch one of these movies, when you come on the air, review it, man.
Oh,
They're into
man.
it.
It's been a long time since I saw that a new movie was coming out that I was actually interested in seeing, and at the moment, the only one that I'm honestly I'm really excited for is Nicolas Cage's Old Ways. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
I'm looking forward to John Wick 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, the complaints are by the reviewers. Oh, by the end of it, he's pretty much a superhero. Shut the fuck up and sit down.
It's like, where have you been?
You praised cutie. You praised cuties. Shut up and sit down.
No,
I mean,
I'll
go
be
ahead,
honest.
sorry.
I haven't seen a single John Wick film. But everything that I've heard about them is like, well, I actually respect Keanu Reeves a lot. So when he does a movie, I know that at least he's behind it. He doesn't have to do it for the money. And that
his deadpan delivery works.
see, that's cool.
I mean, it really works for the character, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't, even though I'm like, guns don't work that way. Kinetic energy doesn't work that way. I can suspend my disbelief. It's beautifully shot. I mean, holy shit, is it gorgeous? I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. And there's some compelling characters, and it's more than good. They're actually good movies. They're not okay, and it's the only one I'm looking forward to. But the reviewers like, oh, he goes to superhuman efforts. I'm fine with that because over the 4 movies, he's being pushed to superhuman efforts. I'm fine with it. I'm not looking forward to anything else because everything else. Did I wake you up? Everything else is pretty much a trash fire. But I will say something: if anybody listening is looking for something to watch at like 2 a.m. on Netflix, there's a movie called Troll, and it is better than it has any right to be. Literally, it is
the first movie.
No. It's just called Troll. It's a Norwegian movie.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And
that film is awesome.
Yeah, the icon on Netflix is a big skull in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah, that film is amazing, and it has no right to be.
No, it has no right to be as good as it is.
Yeah.
It was all believable. It all made sense. It followed its own in-movie logic, which you don't get anymore. I mean, I watched it. I was expecting to make fun of it and laugh at it the whole fucking time. And instead, we were like, this movie is amazing.
I thought you were talking about the 1980s version of Troll.
No,
a totally different movie.
No, this follows the legends, the actual legends.
And it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. It's not okay. It's pretty good. But yeah, other movies you watch, you're like, why am I watching this crap? I mean, I'm sorry. I should have known what was happening with Hollywood when everybody 30 and below was raving about It Follows and how great it was.
Isn't that the movie about if you have sex with someone, you get cursed and you have to fuck somebody else to remove the curse?
Yes, it is a sexually transmitted STD with a ghost following you that will kill you if you don't fuck somebody fast enough.
That is a dumb concept.
And it's like, you're going to put that out.
But with fucking.
Well, it's like we're going to have this in the age of Tinder.
Yeah.
I mean, that ghost would be running down the block and then having to suddenly change direction and then get on a plane. It would be like, will you guys stop fucking?
Okay, just maybe I'm missing something here. But why do people keep going to Tinder and thinking they're going to find a relationship? Hey, seriously, why do people keep saying, oh, I can't find anybody? Well, you're going to Tinder. I mean, put on your big boy pants and go to the Match.com and pay the fucking money if you actually want someone who actually matches you.
Don't even do that. You know what you do?
What?
Put on your big boy pants and go to the bar. or
There you
go to
go.
church, or
Yeah.
go to some kind of social thing. I get it that people have been raised online, and that they're most. Oh, and I hate to say this because I am a very much leave me the fuck alone, get off my lawn. I'm old, but if you're looking for a relationship, if you're looking for a long-term relationship where you're going to stick with somebody forever, your internet success stories are few and far between. I mean,
The
if you're
few that
looking for
I've heard
something,
were actually Match.com.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I mention
I
it.
actually know at least 3 couples who have been married for over 20 years and they met on Match.com.
well,
But
that was
then
20
again,
years ago.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That was 20 years ago.
that's very true. That's very true.
I mean, it's oh god, I would not want to be single nowadays.
I wouldn't
I
either.
wouldn't,
No.
because I watch people talk. I see people talk about it online, and I'm like, oh my god. And I was watching some podcast that somebody linked to me, and they had these women on there, and not one of them, was that good looking. I don't like rating people on people's looks. I look at their fucking personality, because their personality is what I have to live with for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Looks fade, or a shovel to the face fucks them up. And I'm not a good looking guy. And I watched this, and they all rated themselves as 9 and 10, and they all thought they deserved 6 figures, and they all thought they should have, that the guy should be 6 feet tall. And it's like, do you know how actually rare 6 foot tall guys are?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm listening to them put out these lists of what they want, and it's like, bitch, you're gonna die alone, and your cats are gonna eat you. I mean, if you want to make money, find out which companies produce cat food and kitty litter, and invest in those companies, because they're going to be making a fortune soon. Oh, that and boxed wine. Get those, and you're going to make a fortune. And I'm sorry, the guys are no better. I mean, oh, she has to be a virgin. You couldn't hit a virgin in New York City with an atomic bomb. Okay? I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And but they're like, oh, I want a virgin, but she has to do all this stuff I see in porn with me, and it's like,
No.
that's not
No.
how this works. I mean, there are ones like that as soon as their bra's taken off for the first time, they burst into flame. But I mean, those are rare, and they're like, they need to have this and that. And it's like, neither of you, boy or girl, have ever met another human being in person, have you? And they're all, oh, I want this, I want that. And it's like, why? What the fuck? What the fuck makes you so special? And if you say your vagina, over half the population of Earth has one. That doesn't make you special. If you say my penis, well, almost half the population of Earth has one. You're not fucking special.
It does seem that no one seems to be considering what do they bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't. They don't. I mean, I'd say, well, what would you do if you ended up suddenly single? I said, well, number one, I'd lay on the floor and fucking feel like my life was over for like a year. My fucking kids would make sure I didn't just get in my truck and vanish, because that's their big fear. Something happens to my wife. My kid's big fear is they'll wake up one morning and my truck's gone, and nobody hears from me for like 10 years. I just vanish. But if I was single, and I had to deal with the dating scene, well, I got it going on. I'm retired. I get money. I own everything. I have. So I bring that to the table. Oh, yeah, and I'll listen to you blather on about whatever stupid shit you're yammering on about. Just don't bitch at me that I'm not listening to you and whatever other shit you were saying. But I mean, nobody brings up, what do I bring to the table? You're right, Ishi. Nobody asks themselves, what do I bring to the table?
Yeah.
It
always,
used
I
to
want,
be.
I want, I want.
Yeah, it used to be. Remember, you went out, you got a job, you busted your ass, you made sure your clothes were clean, you made sure you fucking brushed your hair and brushed your teeth, and you went out with your friends and you learned skills and you learned how to do stuff, and that's how you attracted a woman. Is she look at you and go, he's kind of a fuck up, but at least he's funny.
Well, you've seen the women that have been showcased where they're like, I have 6 kids and you need to accept them all, and you need to have 6 to 7 figures and be 6'2",
Yeah.
and you need to work out every day. They don't offer anything. It's, you need to accept me and my kids, and you need to adopt my kids and be their father. It's like, maybe you should ask the father
Oh, and I'm
or
going to go to the
fathers.
club every other night without you.
Yeah. It's basically, I want your money and your house and all the cool shit that comes with it, but I don't want to put any effort. Oh, and by the way, watch my kids while I'm out getting pregnant with
raise my
another one.
kids too.
Yeah.
And
At least up until college.
a real relationship, when it starts out, nobody wants the other one to hear them pee. And then a year into the relationship, you look over at your significant other and goes, "Hey, did you hear how great I farted?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's pretty good." I mean, that's a real relationship because she's like, "Yeah, that was pretty good."
That's what
I'm
you
telling.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, when we were first married, I'm actually a playful person in real life, and once in a while I do the Dutch oven to my wife, where you fart under the covers, you put them over their head.
Oh
Hey,
God, that is evil.
wait. She waited to get me back until she was like 6 months pregnant, and she did it to me.
Oh shit.
Okay, I'm pretty much immune to CS gas, tear gas, and I thought I was gonna die. I mean, my eyes were watering. It was, oh God, it was a pregnancy. I've never done it since.
She was
That
farting for
pregnancy.
two.
Yep.
Yes. I don't know what that baby was eating. But see, that's a real relationship. I mean,
One of my fondest memories is waking up on a Saturday morning to my mom yelling to my dad, "God damn it, Chris," because he had woken her up with a loud fart and then Dutch ovened her. That
Oh,
was a
wow.
normal Saturday morning in our household.
Actually, I was
Good morning.
spending the night at a friend's house in high school, and I heard that from her parents' bedroom. It was exactly that. The girl's father had Dutch oven her mom.
I mean, that's the kind of shit you're supposed to. But you listen to people about relationships. Oh, we broke up because he said, or she said they didn't like my favorite MCU character. It's like, you broke up over that?
Damn.
No.
I mean,
That sounds like the type of argument that you get really mad at each other and then you have makeup fucking.
that's the kind of petty shit that one of you needs to get a job. My wife was right. I said, I'll be back. I'm going to the store with a friend of mine. I ain't come back for 2 days. I have no idea where I was.
Oh,
My wife was mad. She was like, "What's the last thing you remember?" We got in the truck. Well, then what happened? I was laying in the back of the truck and you were yelling at me.
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
Where'd you find you?
In the front yard.
Oh.
In the truck. I remember one of them said, "Hey, I've got a great idea," and then it's like footage missing.
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
What the fuck happened? Oh God, I got a funny one from kind of footage mission. We were helping a friend of ours move, and we had a brand new baby, and brand new babies generate lots of dirty diapers.
Mm-hmm.
And we were supposed to go to the dump, so there's a couple bags in the back of the truck that had nice labels on them because we were going to go to the dump, and they were full of dirty diapers. And I had an old busted up toolbox that was rusted out in the back, and it was full of dirty diapers. And we're sitting there, and we see these two tweaker idiots come up to the back of my truck and look inside, and they're looking around. And one of them points at the logo on the bag, which was like Nordstrom's or some shit. And they looked around, and they grabbed the stuff and ran off. And my friend goes, "Hey, look, we don't have to go to the dump." And my wife was like, those two were fucking dumb. Oh God. I mean, and people get in arguments over normally it's the dumb stuff. I'm going to say it, been married for over 30 years. It's the dumb shit that leads you to the biggest arguments, where afterwards you're like, what were we arguing about? And you literally can't remember.
And because if you do remember, it's a fight again.
Then you start fighting again. Oh God. And if you've been married for very long, sooner or later, I don't think it happens with men very often because I don't remember me doing it, but my wife probably does. But the woman will wake up mad at you for something you did in her dream. Nothing you do that day will ever fix it. Just go to work and, drive real slow across the bridge and fantasize about throwing yourself off because you made her mad in her dream and she woke up mad at you and she knows she's mad. I mean, and people don't accept that in modern relationships. She woke up mad at me and was yelling at me for something I did in my dream. I'm like going home. I'm going to break up with that bitch. You've been with her for like a year. Well, she was mad at me because of her dream. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to life, buddy.
Yes, you have done it.
I have done it too.
Yes, you have.
I'm mad. Why? Because you drove the moped down the creek without me with Jesus. Oh. Because you and Jesus went drinking and left me at home. I don't know a guy named Jesus. No, Jesus. Wait, what? I mean, but people are like, oh, if you argue during a relationship, it's over. Holy fuck. Tell me you're a toddler without telling me you're a toddler. And I think that bleeds into the movies.
It does.
To bring it back around. No life experience.
Yeah, any sort of argument instantly means that you two aren't compatible and that you need to break up. It's like, no, you're human. Work it out.
I mean, you're going to argue with your wife over the last soda.
Don't touch my soda.
See? Don't touch my soda. And it blows me away that, you see it in movies. They get their relationships break up over the dumbest shit. I've seen relationships break up over the stupidest shit. I knew a guy who once dumped a girl because her fingernails weren't all the same length. I was like, buddy, you're going to die alone.
That is a very particular. Yeah.
He'd date him for like 2 or 3 months and then break up with him over the most petty shit. And she was singing along to a song I don't like in the car, so I broke up with her. Wow. Didn't you break up with a girl in the car? No, I screamed at her, I hate you so much, and jumped out of a moving car. That's not the same as breaking up with her because she sung along with a song. And he goes, yeah, it is. But it bleeds into the movies. Look at all the movie relationships. And I'm sorry, Sex in the City was the worst thing to happen to the human race since
I agree.
since Tinder.
Yeah.
I can't believe people idolized Carrie Bradshaw. What a horrible human being.
I don't know, when that one chick got dysentery in Mexico. I mean, that was pretty funny.
I watched like 2 episodes. I don't remember of it.
In the movie, they went to Mexico and their tag-along got dysentery and shat her pants.
It's like Sarah Jessica Parker kind of looks like a drag queen. Anyone ever notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The hottest person on that show, by the way, was Kim Cattrall, and she was also the oldest.
Well, she actually
played
care
Samantha
of herself.
Jones, the one that didn't ever have a boyfriend. She was just in. She made it clear that she was just in for the fucking, and yes, she was a hoe, and she didn't care.
At least that's honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless women like that. But I mean, shallow relationships. And you're seeing it. The shallow. That's like the other big bitch I have about movies and novels nowadays. Yeah. 2 people of the same sex cannot be friends without being gay.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I mean, I literally have friends that I would die for. I literally have friends that, I put myself in horrific danger to help out. And the idea of friendship being so strong that you jump in the car and drop everything, jump in the car, risk getting fired, drive 3,000 miles to help them is completely alien. It's like, oh, they have to be having sex. They have to be secretly in sexual love with one another. I can love my best friend without wanting to fuck him in the ass. Thank you. And it's every fucking movie. They can't be good friends without it being romantic.
Well, there's been a huge push to have Cap and Bucky become lovers.
Oh, God. That's sick.
Yeah.
Because they can't understand 2 people being friends.
Yep. Pretty much.
They can't understand it without having sex, and it just tells me something about the people who write this stuff.
Yeah.
And the people
Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are another good example. They were good best friends and now they're lovers.
Now, because, that's because, friendship doesn't exist. Remember, friendship doesn't exist. You only secretly want to fuck them. I seriously think it's fucking up people's brains.
I agree.
I mean, I like Ishii. I mean, if he was in trouble and I was able to, I'd drive down to fucking where the hell he lives. I'd drive the fucking 3,000 miles to go help him. I don't want to fuck him.
I would hope not.
I'm not driving 3,000 miles to help him, then fuck him.
Oh, come on. This little gray has a pretty mouth.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, God. You sick bitch.
Squeal like an Andoran. Squeal like an Andoran.
Man, I'm a little scarred now.
But I mean, they can't comprehend this.
Yeah.
No.
You know, they have to be lovers. You know, and I've got good friends who are. You know, you always hear, "Oh, male and females can't be friends." You know, I've got women that I've been friends with for 40 fucking years that I've never intended on fucking. But no, I can't. They can't be my friends.
Where do you think that started?
The 90s.
The 90s?
The 90s. It got really bad with Tumblr.
Yeah.
Into the 2000s. Tumblr, the people on Tumblr were not able to process human emotion.
You know, I often wonder if you just went back in time and killed everyone on Tumblr, where we'd be right now.
I wonder what would happen if you went back and made it so Tumblr never was invented.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Tumblr
that's where you
cards.
got all the trigger warnings. God, I can remember one time seeing trigger warning pomegranates.
What?
Oh God.
Because people might mistake it for blood and gore. It's a fucking pomegranate.
Now I'll tell you something about trigger warnings. If you've got post-traumatic stress and things set you off, that's your problem, not the world's problem. That is for you to adapt to, not the world to adapt to you.
And for some people, you know, the normalization therapy works best.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. The guy at the gas station thought I was a weirdo because I kept hanging around the gas station for like 2 hours a day for a month. And he's like, "What are you doing hanging around my gas station?" I'm like, I explained the whole thing. He was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Yeah, he let me sit there. He actually brought me a chair so I could just sit in the chair because I was trying to overcome certain stimulus. And it worked on me. And I know people, though, it doesn't. I mean, but I mean, the trigger warning thing is I want you to change the world because I feel fragile.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. You just end up more and more fragile.
Exactly.
I mean, sooner or later, you got to glue yourself back together, man. Because, you know, you lean on your friends. You lean on what family you can trust. You lean on the friends that you trust that close. You lean on, you know, your family that you trust that close. And you start rebuilding yourself, you know. But all these trigger warnings, oh, trigger warning this, trigger warning that. You know it's gone far when you see trigger warning white people.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Where was this?
On a video on YouTube, trigger warning white people. It was like, really? We're there where we're, you know, taking 10% of the Earth's population and saying trigger warning.
Well, that's what happens when you say that you don't have to be. Racism doesn't exist against white people.
Well, we're the global minority, so they can bite my ass.
Yeah, we actually are minorities.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that. Their head will fucking blow up like in Scanners.
Yeah, Scanners was a good movie.
I fucking love that movie. We should do a David Cronenberg night.
Sure.
Oh God.
Should we add that to our collection?
Of shows to do?
No, Scanners.
What, baby?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we should probably call it a night. We're going on an hour and a half here.
It's getting there, and if I get riled up again, I'll start blathering again.
Well, that's okay. That was
That's
good.
okay. Like, your rants actually are pretty educational.
They are.
I don't know. I mean, I watch my daughter struggle with dating and everything. And it's like, you couldn't pay me to be single nowadays. I'd rather shoot myself.
No, I agree. I'm actually very glad that I found my the love of my life in like 1999 and got together with him in 2000. So I feel very blessed.
We dodged the bullet.
Yeah, and the same with you guys.
extremely
You guys
lucky.
got together in the late 90s, right?
Actually, we met in
What, 2001, 2002?
In 2000.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, we met in 2000 and then got together in 2001. And as I've said before, you know, my mom's been married twice. My dad was married 4 times. I had a rule: either I was going to do it once or never. And so, you know, I got him. And our anniversary is coming up, actually.
You found him in a cereal box.
17 years married, 21 years together.
Yeah.
Get the hell out. Oh my gosh. Okay. 22 years together, and we're also coming up on our 17th wedding anniversary
Oh,
this year.
sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Girls
Dude.
remember this stuff. I just know I've been married to her for a long time.
That's okay. I can keep the dates. It's okay.
I just know I've missed her with every shot so far.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night, everyone.
Good night.